Okay, so I've already given a little bit of an explanation of the two different ways that you can connect. One has that bridge that spans across the top of both of the parts of coil, both the lines of coil that you're connecting. There is another way, and I did give a little explanation in one of the videos, but I'm going to clarify now, of how to connect without getting that overarching bridge there. And no one way is better than the other. Some people like seeing that line of color there, and some people like having it more hidden, like in this one. And you can see that these little connectors are not going over two, they're just going over one at a time. And so this is a more hidden way to connect. So let's take a peek. I have two baskets here right now. And the reason I have two baskets is some people wrap their baskets in slightly different ways. A lot of people wrap their baskets so they're going up and over as you make wrappings. Up and over. Up and over. But sometimes you might connect your thread and find it easier. Oh, if I can get this untangled, there we go. To be coming from behind, over and down, over and down, over and down. And the steps for these connectors will be slightly different depending on how you're wrapping your thread, whether you're coming from behind and down or whether you're coming from in front and over. So I'm going to start with the over one. If this is not how you're wrapping your baskets, I'll tell you where to skip ahead to in writing. So if this is how you're wrapping your baskets, up and over, and you were to go to connect from behind, if you go straight in down there, that connector is going to just go straight over both the coils. So instead of that, you're actually going to start from the front. You've come up and over and through, and now you're going to sneak down one story and go down into that. Pull all the way through, nice and tight. Now, if I were to just come back up, again, you'd have that bridge going over both the pieces of coil. So instead of just going up and starting to wrap again, I'm going to use my needle again to come on back through, right at the right spot, pull through, and now I can start wrapping again, up and over. And that gives me a nice, tight connection that doesn't have that bridge going over the two. Do you see how it's much more hidden there? And on the back too. And it just blends in with this color on top as well. So I'm going to get to a spot where we can do that once more so you can see. Remember, for this one, when you're wrapping up and over, we're actually going to stop in the front. And from the front, I'm going to go down a story. Pull it through. Well, it looks like I need to pull one of them a little bit more. There we go. Pull it through nice and tight. And again, I'm going to go into the middle. Pull it up. And now I can keep wrapping. Okay. So that is the more hidden connector if you wrap your baskets going up and over. If you wrap your baskets coming from behind, over and down, the steps are slightly different, but it's the same idea. You can't just go over two because that'll leave that bridge there. So instead, you're going to start from the back where you're already halfway down and bring your needle down a story, coming up where you want to connect. Pull it up, and again I need to pull that other part through and make that tail shorter. And again, if I were to just keep wrapping, then I would get that bridge again. So instead I'm going to go only halfway through, only over one of them. Pull nice and tight, and now I can keep wrapping, and that bridge won't be there. The connection will be much more hidden. Even though, of course, if the colors are very different, you can see the connection there. If your colors were exactly the same, if you wanted to do a basket that was all one color, you wouldn't almost even see the connection if you use this method. So I'm ready to connect again. I'm going to be in the back here. I'm going to go down one story, pull through, and whoops, it's almost falling off, careful. Pull through nice and tight, and again, only go up one story through the middle, because you don't want that bridge for this method. Pull nice and tight, and now you can keep wrapping. So that's how you make the connection if you don't want that bridge. And you can see here too, they're much more subtle than this bridge going over the top. And that's if you are wrapping your basket coming forward and down.